All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and look at 3 examples here. I'll have you try 3 problems then and check your work. But we want to look at when we have different rules for exponents. So we've talked about changing it from exponential to radical form, and now we want to look at, okay, when we have different bases, or bases like this, and we're looking at when we have exponents right next to each other, when we're multiplying 2 bases, and when we're dividing 2 bases, what do we do with our exponents? That's our rules we're looking at here. And so as a reminder for these, whenever we have something raised to another power, so in other words, what we're doing here, we have 2 powers right next to each other. What we're going to do with these powers is we're going to multiply them. Okay, and we're going to multiply the top across and the bottom across whenever you multiply your fraction. So top and bottom of your fraction get multiplied. Whenever you are multiplying 2 bases together, okay, and sometimes on your practice, you're not going to see that multiplication. You're just going to see 2 things right next to each other, which is just multiplication. It's the same thing. Okay, whenever we have 2 bases multiplying, we are going to add our exponents together. Okay, which means then when we are dividing 2 bases together, we are going to subtract our exponents here. Okay, and again, we're just focusing on these exponent rules. Make a note to yourself, your base stays the same. It never changes. Okay, so your base stays the same. So our base for all of these is x. So we're always going to keep that same base here. So looking at this first one here, I want to multiply the top and the bottom of my fraction. So I've got 1 times 3 over 2 times 4. So when I rewrite this, I get x to the 3 over 8. Okay, so that's following our exponent rules. When we get to here, right, so I multiplied my top and my bottom. This simplified, notice my base stayed the same, x to the 3/8. All right, now I'm multiplying 2 bases together, so now I'm going to add my exponents together. Again, base stays the same, x to the 1 plus 3 over 2. Okay, whenever you add fractions together, the denominator stays the same. That never changes. So what we get here is x to the 1 plus 3 would give me 4 over 2, which 4 divided by 2, we can actually simplify this one to x squared. So that one simplified kind of nicely there. Okay, but again, I added my exponents here. Notice I did not add my denominators. The bottom of the fraction, the denominator stayed the same. All right, last one, looking at this one right here. Now I have x 5 over halves divided by x to the 3 halves, and we're going to subtract these exponents here. So I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to get x to the 5 minus 3. And again, my denominator stays the same. I don't change that 2. So here I'm going to get x to the 5 minus 3 gives me 2 divided by 2, which actually can simplify to x to the 1st. So these are our 3 exponent rules, okay? We're going to look at in the next video, how do I continue to simplify these from here, okay? But again, multiply your exponents, add your exponents, subtract your exponents. Here are 3 problems for you to try on your own. So go ahead, pause the video. When you're done with them, go ahead and press play to check your answers. All right, guys, so hopefully you went through, tried these on your own. So again, these ones multiplying top and bottom, we get 2 to the 12 over 15, which you don't have to, but in this case, we're going to go ahead and reduce to 4/5. It just makes life a little bit easier when we get to the next video if you simplify your fraction. Here, I went ahead and added my exponents. And here, I went ahead and subtracted my exponents. So go ahead, pause this video, check your work. And then we're going to see how this is the first step that will combine into the next video on how do we now from here continue to simplify these.